Greetings YouTube, this is NyxSilence. This is for a anti-insanity informational video for Bloodborne. If you are trying to trophy hunt for this game, you've got your work cut out for you, so I'm just gonna kind of fast and furious kind of go through this. When you first start the game, make sure you don't update it if you have it on a disc, please, for the love of Jesus. It's gonna kind of play into what we're doing here. We're going to do the day one duplication piece. Basically come down from the sick room, run through here, and if you can, and I'm being like really, if you can, go all the way through all this. Go all the way through here. Ignore him, pull that lever, it drops this ladder. Excuse you, I'm climbing this ladder. I don't have time right now. Go all the way through here. And use those to step down. You will die very painfully if you jump off this. Over here, pull this lever, so that way it opens up that door. So you don't do that anymore. Probably kill him if you want. So, now, but best way, ignore all of these people if you can. All the way through here. Not trying to bother any of them. Try to also dodge bullets if you can. Do not bother him. Over here, and where this corpse on the ground is right here is kind of how we're going to start this. There's going to be a little white, little glowy item there, and it's a cold blood level 1. After this, you can pretty much suicide. You will go back to your stream, there'll be a cinematic, yada yada. From there, that's kind of how we'll go on this. So, the big thing is, after that, you'll get your weapons, you'll get a handgun, and one melee weapon. Do whatever you have to do, channel some blood echoes, level up a little bit, learn how to play the game like just a little bit, and then fight the cleric beast, which will appear here. And that will open up the building, and this is kind of where this kind of comes in. You will then go back after you've killed said cleric beast. You will go back to the hunter's dream. You will park your character there and leave it. Go back to the very beginning. Go quit out of the game, exit the game, and do the whole duplication piece. Open up your another character, and this is kind of like where this kind of goes into play. After you've created the character, there's a couple of things. You need a pebble, a singular pebble, and you just put it in the box. You have to get past the cleric beast with your second character as well, so that way you can just open up the house. Once you get the house open, take that pebble out of your inventory, and it's just one pebble, and stick the pebble in the box. Go back to your other character, and then go and start with the other piece. By this point, you've probably gotten at least bare minimum 980 blood echoes from some of the enemies out there. If you don't, go out there and slap at some of the locals. Kill them off, come back, go back into your actual like character, and I mean 980 on your main character, that is. So you'll come back, do this piece, and then since you've already killed the cleric beast, this is open up here, which means you can go over here and nothing else should be in the box. Alright. You will stick your cold blood of any variant. This works on just about any of them. See, there's the one that I picked up earlier. Each one is... Let's see here. 350 blood echoes. Cool, not a big deal. But you will not squeeze it. You will stick one singular one. Get up. What the hell? Sitting down. You will stick it in the box. You will then go down here with your 980 blood echoes. You will go to these guys and purchase all of it. Go over here. And it duplicates the one item that was in the box. This works on just about everything, except for the blood vial, or rather any of these blood things. It works on all these. It causes problems if you do it with like actual physical items like the box or like, I don't know, some of the weapons and stuff. Try not to do it with those. Haven't tested it with these guys yet either. I imagine it does work, but you know. Outside of that, get your level up to 150. Reason being, God forbid your stuff does update. You'll pretty much be out of the running for PvP at that point. So it caps off about then. Outside of that, it's just a nice starting level to kind of just walk through the game. You can get just about every single trophy outside of like probably 2 of the last trophies of the game being for ending story related, and there is a chance to pseudo miss one of the other hunter's badge trophies for getting the all the weapons in the game due to one of the endings. So you can pretty much get everything in one go, just have to save scum. Biggest thing is these goddamn chalice dungeon shits. These will probably cause you the most anguish out of all of them. This one in particular being the level 5. Going at this alone, it takes some pretty decently high skills. Mine are exceptionally high. You could get away with having 80 in just about everything except for Blood Tinge and Arcane. Blood Tinge and Arcane, they're alright, but they don't necessarily mean a whole lot in there as far as like progression is concerned. Big weapons to kind of like have your eyes on. The Blades of Mercy stun locks a lot of bad guys. It just stops them from attacking outright, and they've got considerable damage once you've actually put some work into them. The other one being the Kirkhammer is my personal favorite, and then the Ludwig's Holy Blade. Ludwig's Holy Blade is a little bit later in the game. The Kirkhammer does just fine up until then. Just take it, run with it, do the thing. Other thing is the Evelyn Rifle. The Evelyn Rifle is just really good because it has an extremely long range. And then as soon as you get the Teardroplet Blood Gem, make sure you equip it. It doesn't do a whole lot in terms of like actual combat is concerned, other than, ta-da, it heals you. But that's not a bad deal considering everything that happens on this game. The big things is definitely get your hands on like the next largest cold blood and just start squishing them constantly, because when you have those, you're doing a million and change a squeeze, and when you're going to those dungeons, you're gonna need this 12. The 12 is from a gigantic spider you will find later in the story, roughly around this one. Yeah, you're gonna need upwards of like 30 billion blood echoes to actually kind of get yourself to that level. If you're going to have help, you probably don't need to push that hard. Just find a weapon that you can do some considerable damage with, and keep a steady supply of bolt paper and fire paper around. The oil urns do seem to help a little bit in the dungeons, but yeah. As far as anything else is concerned, this dungeon, being the level 5, is the absolute worst of it. The final boss in there isn't as much of a problem as much as the other two previous ones. And the ones definitely in, yeah, this wall. This one and the level 4, where there is a constant 50% health gimp on the entire map for the duration that you're in there. The problem is in this one is that the level 2 bad guy in here is just an amped up hunter, and he hits exceptionally hard. But his one vice is he can't seem to get around these blades. It just stun locks him just entirely. It's really cheesy, I know, but you know, there's not a whole lot of like actual advice on the internet out there as far as like what to do in situations where you're trying to actually just solo everything. So hopefully this helps. Yeah, it'll take you roughly about 40 hours to kind of get through this. So hopefully this helps alleviate any sort of major headaches that you have going through this monstrosity of a fantastic game. Outside of that, it's a fantastic game. The story is great. If you haven't played through it, I would highly recommend it. Alright, out.